This is a new life, a new day, healing our bodies the Ganoderma way. Hello, everybody. I'm so happy that you joined me here today for Ganoderma Benefits. This is just a broadcast where I share how much this herb, it's actually a mushroom, can help us in our daily activities. I can definitely share. Today, I just want to share my own personal testimony of how I got introduced to Ganoderma and how it's been benefiting my life personally. My name is Juanine Young to be official, and I am an independent distributor of OrganoGold's Ganoderma Lucidum products. And I'm a firm believer in this product because it saved my finances and it saved my health. But today I'm talking about health. So I want to start there. For anyone who's never heard of vitiligo, it's an autoimmune deficiency that causes the loss of skin color. And so you might get blotches of skin color that's lost in your skin. And usually it turns your skin white because the melanin in your skin, that's what gives your skin pigment and color. If you don't have pigment and color in your skin, then as you can see on the slide, I'm broadcasting live on radio and also broadcasting live on Google Hangouts. So it turns your skin white. So if you've ever seen someone with brown and white skin or tan and white skin, blotches around their eyes or around their nose, a lot of times the vitiligo, the pigment loses when there's openings around your body. So it's not uncommon to see pigment loss around the eyes, pigment loss around the nose, pigment loss around your mouth or even your genitals. I personally did not know that I had vitiligo. I'll tell you my story. So I had my son in the year of 2009. That same year, I noticed a round ring on the inside of my right thigh. I actually thought it was a ringworm. I know that sounds weird, but I did. And I was trying to figure out how I got a ringworm on the inside of my thigh. I just didn't know what else to call it. I didn't know what else to name it. It was the only thing that I could refer it to of something similar that I'd seen before. It was a round circle. Around the edge of the circle, it looked like it was textured, almost as if it was raised, but it was smooth. It was very smooth. And the inside of the circle was still brown. It was just all on the outside of the circle that had like a sketchy edge. Just looking afar, which is why I thought maybe it was a ringworm, it looked like it was textured. But when I would touch it, it was very smooth. It was smooth like my skin. Over time, over the years, as I would just glance back at it, I noticed that the sketchiness of the line around the ring on the inside of my thigh, it was no longer just on the outside of the circle. It was the inside of the circle was starting to get blotchy and sketchy. And almost like someone gave me a rug burn on the inside, on a specific circle on the inside of my thigh. So if you think about a rug burn, some of your skin is scratched off, some of it isn't. If it's a really, really bad rug burn, then you're going to see like some of the white meat showing. So that's kind of what it looked like on the inside of my thigh. So after I did some research, I discovered that I had vitiligo. I'm like, wow, how do I get that? And personally, just from my own intuition and my own research, vitiligo is an autoimmune deficiency. So if our immune systems are down, or if your immune system is overactive or it's underactive, vitiligo might be something that you have in your life. How they're associated, I am not exactly sure. And I really have not seen, from the research I've done, I haven't seen any direct relation to how the immune system makes the melanin deplete out of our skin, but they are related. They noticed that many people who have an issue with their immune system also has vitiligo. Now, I know at the time when I first discovered this ring on the inside of my thigh, I was under an extreme amount of stress, I was in a very physically abusive relationship, a verbally abusive relationship. I was trying to discover who I was. I was trying to live my dreams out again. It was just a lot going on. So to have my immune system, and I had a very high metabolism at one point. But during this point in my life, when I first discovered around 2009, when I first discovered the first signs of vitiligo, I did have some issues in my life that could have caused my immune system to not be functioning as highly and as efficiently as it was before. So if you have vitiligo, check out your stress factors in your life. I also am going to introduce another option that can help you besides just depleting the stress factors in your life. But I know that stress can cause cancer, stress can cause tumors, stress kills people. So stress causing vitiligo does not seem like the odd crayon in the box. You know what I'm saying? So I had this vitiligo for years. Over time, the sketchiness inside of the circle no longer was just sketchy. It was completely white and enlarging. So it was a small circle at first. Now this circle was getting larger on the inside of my thigh, and all of the melanin was completely gone. So even the hair that was growing on the inside of my thigh now had turned white. So I have white hair and a white spot on the inside of my thigh. I didn't know what else to do. I do believe in self-healing with faith and positive thinking. So I just believed that one day it would be healed. I didn't know how, but I tried my best not to worry too much about it. Well, as many of you know, I am an entrepreneur. I was at a New Year's Eve event in 2014. At this event, I was selling jewelry. Well, yeah, I had jewelry for donations. Anyway, it was a great event. And I really needed a miracle in my life. The whole year, I live completely by faith. So I'm on a journey where I literally make every move with my belief. And I try my best. It's definitely a work in progress, and it's an art. Faith is an art, okay? It's an art not to get moved by the things that I see, but to continue to believe something different. Like having vitiligo on the inside of my thigh. Every time I look on the inside of my thigh, I see this white spot. Believing that that's going to turn back brown, that's faith. I didn't know how it was going to happen. I had no clue how it was going to happen. But I did believe. I really, really, really believed with everything in me that somehow that vitiligo was going to be gone. Well, 2014, after living the whole year by faith, and man, when I made the decision to live by faith, I really did think that it was going to be a walk in the park and everything would just be handed to me because I believed it. It does not work like that. Life has a process, nature has a process of growth. So you start with a seed, but even that seed has to break open. Like it's almost a violent process that happens when we grow into something greater. So when you're believing for something greater than where you are at right now, if you have vitiligo and you're believing for something greater, we have to believe and be ready for the process that comes along with that. We can't just expect life to be handed to us with a silver platter because we won't appreciate it. And we may not know how to really handle the blessing when it comes if it's just thrown in our lap. We might not know how to value it properly. So it was the end of the year, New Year's Eve, 2014. Right before coming to the event, I had made a statement of affirmation that night, New Year's Eve, would be the greatest night of the year. How? I don't know. I did need some money. I did. But I didn't even want to just set myself up for hoping that it would be the greatest financial night of my life. I just wanted it to be a good night. I just needed a miracle. I needed something. I needed some good news. I needed a sign that my faith was working. I needed a sign that I was going in the right direction. And I was there. And I was just sitting, making jewelry, just letting the night flow and doing my best not to worry. Well, this beautiful lady came up to me and asked me if I wanted a cup of coffee. It went a little more like this. Do you or someone you know drink coffee at least occasionally? Yes, I do. I love coffee. Well, how do you like your coffee? Black or with cream and sugar? I'm like, with cream and sugar. I'm like, there's some coffee around here? She's like, I'm going to make you a cup of coffee. She went and made me a cup of coffee. It was the fastest cup of coffee I've ever had in my life. And it was delicious. OMG. That coffee was so good. It was so timely. It was so on point. So I was so happy. The coffee was so good. And she just went about her business. Well, that same night, I ended up winning coffee for a whole year. This same coffee that I loved, I won it for a whole year. I got a free box of coffee every month for the whole year of 2015. What a delight that was. So all year, I was drinking this coffee. Well, I didn't just drink the coffee because I told this lady, her name was Eve. I told her I was going to tell everyone I knew about this coffee, which is what I'm doing right now. I told her I was going to tell everybody that I knew about this coffee because it was so good. She said, well, if you're going to do that, you might as well get paid for it. Well, I thought that was a smart idea too, so I started my own business. But I kept drinking my free coffee every month. Well, what made this coffee so different was that it has an ancient Asian healing herb in it called Ganoderma lucidum. It's a reishi mushroom that's grown in the Wuyi Mountains of China. This mushroom is really supernatural, and it was called the king's herb because it was only reserved for kings in Asia once upon a time. Like, if someone was caught with this mushroom, they were dead. It was a done deal because it had so many great nutrients in it. Just recently, I've been really beginning to understand the benefits of Ganoderma. Originally, I was just selling coffee because I like coffee, and I know a lot of people like coffee. But I learned that there is an essence to this Ganoderma that makes coffee more than just coffee. It makes it luxury health. I drank this coffee every day, almost every day, for the whole year of 2015. And after doing some studying of Ganoderma and how the polysaccharides in it can not only boost your immune system, but it also helps you to rejuvenate your cells faster. It oxygenates our blood, and the blood going through your body faster also helps to repair cells. And as I was doing research, I learned that a lot of people with vitiligo got healed and their vitiligo began to repair. And I hadn't looked at my vitiligo for a really long time because I've been sexually abstinent for 3.5 years. I know, but really, I've been sexually abstinent for 3.5 years. So there hasn't been a whole lot going on down there. After I did my research, I wanted to look at my vitiligo it just made me, you know how someone says something and then you're like, oh, I want to check that. I haven't looked at that for a while. So that's what I did. Well, this is just a screenshot of how the melanin works and the absence of melanin in your skin. I'm showing, for everybody in Radio Land, I'm showing a clip of how the epidermis works and the layers of our skin and how the cells in your skin actually causes the whiteness to show. Well, I'm now showing a picture of that I just took maybe 2 days ago on the inside of my thigh. I have a big red circle around an area. Where that red circle is, that's where that entire area was white. I mean, not little spots and speckles of brown. It was completely white. Completely white. Like if I had only taken a picture of that area and you didn't see any of the outside skin, you would think that I was a Caucasian. But I mean, there was no melanin in that skin at all. The picture that I am now showing, you only see little blotches of, it's not even completely white. It's like just small little specks of tan. My vitiligo is almost completely healed.